You already know who won the last World Cup. You saw the trophy lift, the confetti, the celebrations. But there's something nobody talks about. A single number has quietly predicted almost every modern World Cup winner. Not goals, not possession, not star players. Running. More specifically, high-intensity running. The teams that can still sprint in the 75th minute when everyone else is exhausted are usually the teams lifting the trophy. And the scary part? The data for 2026 is already pointing towards certain nations. It started back in 1954. Hungary were unstoppable. Puskás, Kossis, the greatest team on earth. They hadn't lost in 4 years. In the final, they went 2-0 up against West Germany after only 8 minutes. And then they collapsed. Germany came back and won 3-2 in what became known as the Miracle of Bern. But hidden inside that match was something historians rarely mention. Germany had covered more distance than any other team in the tournament. They were still pressing late into games while Hungary had burned themselves out earlier in the competition. That was the beginning of the pattern. Decades later, sports scientist Jens Bangsbo studied what separates elite winning teams from everyone else. His conclusion: the most successful teams weren't just running more, they were sprinting more. High-intensity runs, explosive movements, repeated sprints at full speed. And when FIFA tracking data became advanced enough after 2006, the pattern became impossible to ignore. Germany in 2014, France in 2018, Argentina in 2022. Every World Cup winner ranked near the top for high-intensity running distance, not just talent, not just tactics, energy. Then researchers found something even crazier. In knockout matches, the teams that maintained their sprint intensity in the final 15 minutes won over 70% of games. 70%. That means World Cups are often decided when exhausted players can no longer keep up physically. Now think about 2026. This tournament will be completely different. 48 teams, more matches, more travel, more pressure on recovery. Some teams could play 8 matches to win the trophy instead of 7. That extra game changes everything. The teams that survive won't necessarily be the most talented. They'll be the deepest, the fittest. The teams whose substitutes can sprint just as hard as the starters. And suddenly certain countries become very interesting. France, England, Spain. All three have spent years building squads designed for intense pressing and late-game physical dominance. But then there are the hosts, the United States, Canada, Mexico. Home advantage in football is real, and not just emotionally. Home teams sleep better, travel less, recover faster. Studies even show crowds increase player sprint intensity during matches, so now the equation changes: a longer tournament, more fatigue, more importance placed on conditioning and squad depth, and one hidden number sitting underneath everything: high-intensity running percentage. The ability to keep sprinting when everyone else stops. That's what won Germany the World Cup in 2014. That's what pushed France past Croatia in 2018. And somehow in 2022, Argentina, a team people called too old and too slow, found a way to keep accelerating when it mattered most. The stat was never really hidden. It's been sitting in FIFA performance reports for years. Nobody just told fans to look for it. But now you'll notice it everywhere. When the 2026 World Cup begins, watch the 75th minute. Watch who's still pressing. Watch who's still making explosive runs. Watch whose legs are gone. Because that's usually where the trophy is decided. Not by the best player, by the team that can still run when the rest of the world can't.